today we are going to discuss about the demand forecasting, and these are the different topics which we are going to discuss. That is introduction to demand forecasting, definition of demand forecasting, and what is the procedure to prepare sales forecast, and the types of demand forecasting, and also we are going to discuss about the techniques, the forecasting techniques, or we even call it as methods. So you should not be confused. Some people call it as techniques, some people call it as methods. So both are same. If in your question paper, if they ask you to write about techniques, then you should write about the methods only. Is it clear? And finally, we are going to discuss about a good criteria for a good forecasting methods. So what is the criteria to forecast? That is about the demand, or about the customer behavior, or about the consumer behavior, or about the consumer requirements. So there are few things which we need to understand. So we call it as a criteria. So these are the things which we are going to discuss in our today's class. So before going into the types, or before going into the techniques of the demand forecasting, we are going to discuss about the introduction to demand, and then we are going to discuss about the definitions of demand forecasting. So now you can see it on the screen. Can you all see my screen? Is it visible? Can you see the PPT?
Yes, sir.
That's fine. Thank you. So forecasts. So yesterday I discussed about the forecasting, then we discussed about demand forecasting. So nowadays it has become very important for any business to forecast the demand, to forecast the sales. So it has become a part of your business. So that's why we call it as forecasts are becoming the lifetime of a business in a world. So this is not meant for a stipulated period. This is not meant for a 3 months or 6 months or 1 year. Until you are in the market, until you are doing your business, it is compulsory to estimate your demand, to estimate your sales. So it has become the compulsory part of your business in today's business world. So what we are going to do here is, again, we are going to understand, we are going to discuss about the different structures. We are going to understand about the different methods. So do you all remember yesterday we have discussed about qualitative methods and quantitative methods?
Yes, sir.
Yes, so again, we are going to use different types of methods to understand first one, and next one is to analyze, and then finally prepare a forecasting report. So there are 3 steps which are being indulged here. So you need to understand, analyze, and prepare the forecasting report, which will help the company to take decisions pertaining to what to produce, how much to produce, and to whom to produce. So who are your target customers? So we need to consider all these factors. If at all, if you want to consider all these factors, you need to understand the business environment first. So whenever we speak about business environment, I hope you all remember yesterday we have discussed about the internal factors and the external factors. So what are internal factors? My dear students, what are internal factors? Internal factors. While discussing about business environment, I said you about internal factors and external factors. Correct? Does anyone remember what are internal and external factors?
Internal factor who is businesses that can be controlled by the organization itself.
Okay.
Internal factor.
Okay.
It may be corporate culture or staffing in finance.
Okay.
Etc.
Okay. Correct. External factors.
External, it is influenced by the external agency.
Okay.
By external customer.
Government taxations.
Correct.
So some factors are uncontrollable, like the policies, like the government policies, like fiscal policies,
Okay.
and the monetary policies,
Okay.
like the
So
And internal factors can be the controllable factors.
correct. So generally, you all should remember, my dear students, that the internal factors are controllable factors and external factors are non-controllable factors. Okay. Non-controllable factors are again your political environment, your legal environment, your social and cultural environment, and your technological environment. So these all factors are uncontrollable factors. So you need to understand about the whole business environment for the right forecasting. So if your forecasting is correct, then your business will be successful. If you are forecasted wrongly, or if your forecasting report is not correct, then again your business will end up in losses. So forecasting has become an important part. Along with that, we need to understand about the all business environmental factors. So here you can see it on the screen. Forecasting is becoming the sign of survival and the language of business. If you want to survive in the market, what you are supposed to do? You need to understand about the market, understand about the customer, understand about all the business environmental factors. So when we understand about all these business environmental factors, you can survive in the market. So I don't know how many of them remember, I said to you, earlier the companies used to run the race to reach that #1 position. But now the companies are running or participating in the race only to be in the race, not to reach that #1 position. That means you can understand it has become very difficult to sustain in the market, because every day new company is entering into the market. Every day new product is being introduced in the market. So we need to understand about all these factors. So that's why demand forecasting has become a sign of survival. If you want to survive, understand the factors, estimate your report correctly, and produce the goods and services according to your report, and you can sustain in the market. If your estimation report is not correct, then it becomes very difficult for the organization to sustain in the market. You will be vanished out of the market. So all the requirements of business sectors need the technique of accurate and practical reading into the future. So therefore, forecasts are very essential requirements for the survival of business, and management requires forecasting information when making a wide range of decisions. So forecasting has not only become a survival tool, but it also became a tool to make correct decisions. So this information will be given to the management, that is again the top level management, whoever is indulged in taking decisions. So with the help of this demand forecasting report, the management or the top level management of the company can take or they can make decisions. So what are decisions we are speaking? What decisions the management will take? My dear students, what decisions are taken by the management? Yes, anyone?
Maybe to head up with the forecasting, whether to go ahead with that, whether they'll be able to survive in the business.
Okay.
Financial decisions.
Financial
Because
decisions.
in some businesses, with the demand forecast also will come with the financial constraints, whether you have to put in more money in the business to run the show.
Correct. Your answer is correct, exactly correct. So whether we need to invest more in the business, that is capital, or whether we need to expand our business, whether we should try to penetrate into new market, that is nothing but entering into new market, or whether we should enter into a different sector. This is again pertaining to our business. And pertaining to the present business, how much should I produce? To whom should I produce? At what quantity should I produce? Should I come up with different product lines? Or should I come up with different extensions? What we call it as product extensions. Okay, so you all might have seen, how many of them have heard about Colgate?
Everyone.
Everyone, right? For Indians, toothpaste matlab Colgate, right?
Yes.
Right.
So generally what we do is whenever we go to purchase or whenever we go to this Kirana stores or whenever we go to this malls or anything, what we are supposed to ask is for toothpaste. But what we do is we directly go and ask him for a Colgate. Correct? So
True, very true.
this is the impact of Colgate on Indians customers or on Indians customers mindset. So how they have created this? Even there is another company called Xerox. Correct? So we should ask for a photocopy. Photocopy is the exact word or the appropriate word. But when we go to shop, we ask him, "Bhaiya, ek Xerox do na, do Xerox do na." This is the thing which is in our mind, right? So we should ask for a photocopy, but we go and ask for a Xerox. Xerox is a company's name. So what they are trying to do here is, this is the impact of advertising. This is the impact of all their marketing strategies on the customer's mindset. You all are there?
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir.
So now I'll come to the Colgate part. Colgate, you all might have seen during your, in your childhood, Colgate was first in the form of powder. I guess many might have seen here, right? There are many elderly people who are in the class. So you all might have seen this powder. Then later on what they have done, they have come in the form of paste. Correct? So this is what we call it as again extensions. They have extended in so many ways. Now you name anything in Colgate, you have. There is a paste for the gums. There is a paste for your teeth. There is a paste for everything. So after coming up with paste, later on they have come up with flavors in the paste. They have added salt. They have added charcoal. Now they have come up with a different product called Ayurvedic Colgate. So you can see so many extensions. If at all, if you want to extend, so the Colgate, the company, they understood the demand for these products. So they have estimated correctly and they have come up with the new products, the product extensions. So earlier, all the two-wheeler, all the four-wheeler companies used to manufacture this either petrol engine or diesel engine vehicles. Now, all the companies are trying to produce electrical cars.
Electric car, battery.
Battery. So why they have started to produce this electrical cars is again they understood the demand. In near future, they came to know that there is a scarcity of petrol and diesel.
Yeah.
So there is an advantage or there is a chance for producing a new product. So they came with a new product. So you all should understand, my dear students, you take any company as an example. Whatever products are being produced or whatever products you are seeing in the market is again the total outcome of the demand forecasting. So now you might have understood the importance of demand forecasting.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So it will not only help us to estimate the demand, but it will also help the management to take decisions. I request you all to mute yourself. Okay. And now, so now we should think about the sales forecasting. So why do we forecast this is again for the purpose of profit generation. How do we generate profits is again through sales. So you need to understand this sales forecasting also. So sales forecasting is again part of your demand forecasting. So you all should remember this. The sales forecast is particularly important as it is the foundation upon which all companies' plans are built in terms of markets and revenue. So I said you yesterday about sales and about marketing. Marketing people, they create this demand and sales department will meet the demand. When there is creation of demand, now you should also fulfill the demand. So now who is going to fulfill? That is again the sales department, or we call them as sales force.
Mama, card the phone.
Okay. So what do you mean by sales force? Anyone?
A team who's supposed to make
Sell
sure that the products it's sold and profit is generated.
Okay, fine. Correct. Any other contributions? Anyone wants to speak about the sales force? No one?
Sales team.
Tell me.
Sales team.
Yes. See, generally it is very simple. The people who are indulged in sales are called as sales force. You might have heard about Army Force, Air
Yes.
Force. So why they are called force is nothing but the people who are indulged in the department. So now it is again the sales force or the sales team who they are going to meet the customer's demand. Through them, they are going to convince the customers. They are going to explain about the goods and services, what the company has been producing. And along with this, they will try to convince the customer to purchase the goods and services. So they will induce the customer, they will entice the customer to purchase the goods and services. So that's why we call it as sales is again one of the important, or here you can see foundation. They have called it as foundation upon which all the company's plans are totally dependent upon. Maybe the marketing plans, or maybe according to our marketing plan, even our revenue or profit generation plans would be totally different. So this sales forecasting is also equally important. So when we understand the demand, we produce according to the demand, and our sales force or our team will sell the goods and services to the customers. That is again what we call it as sales force. So it has become increasingly more important and necessary for businesses to predict their future prospectus in terms of sales. So now you all should understand, we are speaking about prospectus. We are speaking about our customers. So generally, whenever we speak about customers, we have different types of customers. So the first one is the present customer, who is purchasing your goods and services. And the second one is your future customer, whom we call it as a prospect. So in near future, he is going to convert as your customer. So you need to understand that is again your sales. Next one is to sell the goods and services. Again, there is a cost included, or there is a cost indulged in it. You need to promote the goods and services. You need to advertise. You need to create awareness. So whenever you are planning to create awareness, it is not done for free of cost. You need to spend a lot of money. So there is cost indulged. So you need to also estimate about your cost. You need to also think about your profits. When you are spending so much of amount, then what would be your return on investment? What is your profit? We call it as desired levels of profits. So how much you are desiring to generate maybe in next 1 year, or maybe in next 6 months. So we have our short-term goals and also long-term goal. So you need to think about all these things. The value of future sales is crucial as it affects costs, profits also. So the production of the future sales is logically starting point of all business planning. So your cost is totally depending upon your sales, and also your profits are also totally depending upon your sales. If your sales are increasing, then automatically your profits are increasing. So you should also think from the point of the business, that is also from the point of sales. Yes, demand forecasting. Then what happens after demand forecasting? You should also forecast your sales. So here you can see, in the words of Cundiff Still, demand forecasting is an estimate of sales. So these are the famous authors. Okay, what he is telling is demand forecasting is an estimate of sales during a specified future period which is tied to a proposed marketing plan. So what is trying to explain? Estimate of sales during future period. That is what we call it as a demand forecasting. So you all understood what is sales forecast and how important it is?
Yes, sir.
Others?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Clear? Is it clear? The concept is clear?